Caldwell Tower pierces the sky, a monument of power and secrets, its shadow stretching long across the city. Mara Vance, cloaked in the guise of an executive assistant, strides purposefully toward the tower's imposing entrance. Her eyes reflect steely determination, a stark contrast to the polite smile playing on her lips. The badge reads, Mara Vance Executive Assistant, a carefully constructed facade concealing her true intentions. Inside Caldwell Tower, the receptionist barely glances up as Mara enters, her stride confident, her purpose clear. She advances, each step measured, towards the boardroom, the tower's silent promise of power echoing around her. The air grows heavy, charged with unspoken tension, a palpable weight that settles as she nears her destination. Sunlight streams through the towering windows, casting long shadows that dance with the unseen anxieties. The boardroom awaits, a stage set for confrontation, where destinies intertwine and futures hang in the balance. Each breath feels significant, the anticipation building as she stands on the threshold of decisive moments. Adrian Caldwell, mid-50 seconds, dominates the boardroom, his tailored suit and cold eyes radiating power. Mara, 20 seconds, bursts in, flustered, disrupting the polished order. Adrian's piercing gaze cuts through Mara, an assessment both sharp and dismissive. The room's silence amplifies Mara's discomfiture under Adrian's intense stare. You must be the new assistant, Adrian states, his tone devoid of warmth. In the boardroom, Mara sits at the mahogany table, her pen a silent observer of the unfolding drama. Adrian's face is an impassive mask as he reviews critical documents. With a flourish, Adrian signs, sealing fates with cold precision. Mara watches Adrian, her gaze intense, as deals are made. A knot forms in Mara's stomach, a growing unease consuming her. Mara sees no flicker of emotion, only the cold calculation in Adrian's eyes. Adrian's office exudes a sterile, impersonal aura, reflecting a strictly business-like environment. Adrian gestures towards a chair, detailing Mara's new responsibilities: calendar, emails, and calls. He studies Mara intently, his gaze lingering with an unplaceable flicker of recognition. A sense of familiarity washes over Adrian, a silent question forming in his eyes. A week later, Mara's desk is a model of efficiency. She moves with quiet precision, an embodiment of unobtrusive perfection. Her gaze sharp, Mara meticulously observes Adrian's habits, each detail noted and filed away. Eavesdropping becomes an art as she listens intently to Adrian's calls, carefully gathering crucial information. Mara's focus is unwavering, her determination a silent promise of revelations to come. Fluorescent lights hum over Adrian's plush office, casting a sterile glow as Adrian leans back, eyes glinting. Mara stands before him, composed despite the late hour and palpable tension. "It's late, Mara. You seem remarkably calm," Adrian observes, his voice laced with suspicion. Mara's eyes narrow slightly, her composure unwavering. "Is that a problem, Adrian?" Adrian leans forward, his gaze intense. "I expected fear. Concern for your safety." Mara meets his gaze, a hint of steel in her voice. "I assure you, Adrian, I am always concerned for my safety." Dim light paints Adrian's office in long shadows, a stark stage for the unfolding drama. Mara's unspoken words linger, revealing the roots of her family's suffering. The air crackles with unspoken tension, each silence a heavy weight. Adrian's mask falters, a subtle twitch betraying the turmoil beneath his composed exterior. The room holds its breath, poised on the edge of revelation. In the soft light, a pristine desk awaits. An envelope sits centered, a silent invitation. Mara approaches, her heart a frantic drum against the quiet anticipation. Her fingers trace the envelope, a delicate dance of curiosity and apprehension. The seal breaks, revealing a photograph, a relic from sunnier days. A younger Mara, carefree, smiles beside her father, a memory resurfacing. Scrawled on the back, a haunting whisper from the past. I remember. Mara storms into Adrian's office, fury burning in her eyes. She slams an envelope onto his desk, the sound echoing in the tense silence. Adrian remains unmoved, his face an inscrutable mask. You sent this, Mara accuses, her voice sharp with anger. Yes, I did, Adrian replies calmly, his gaze unwavering. I know who you are, Mara. I've known from the beginning, he reveals, a chilling undercurrent in his tone. Muffled city sounds seep into Adrian's cramped office. Mara confronts him, her anger palpable. Adrian leans back, his expression guarded as he faces Mara's fury. Mara's voice cracks with accusation. You're responsible for my father's death. Adrian's cold defense cuts through the tension. I was only doing my job. Dim light bathes Mara's apartment, the glow of the laptop screen highlighting her intense focus amidst a sea of documents. The sharp ring of the phone shatters the quiet, pulling Mara from her work. Surprise flickers across her face. Mara answers, her expression shifting to concern as Hannah's urgent voice fills the room. Mara, it's Hannah, a file, Orchid, a blueprint for scapegoats. Hannah warns, her voice tight with urgency. Crystal chandeliers glitter over the investor gala as Mara, elegant in a dark dress, navigates the murmuring crowd. Mara stops, meeting the striking gaze of Lorraine Caldwell, Adrian's mother. Lorraine's voice cuts through the polite chatter. Mara Sterling? That's quite a familiar name. Mara's simple reply hangs in the air. Yes, it is. Sunlight floods Mara's apartment, illuminating a silent threat on her laptop screen. An email notification flashes, its message cutting through the morning's peace. Mara's breath hitches, her eyes wide with dawning horror as she reads the chilling words. Stop digging. I don't want to kill you the way I killed your father, the email warns, its sender unknown. A cold dread grips Mara, the bright apartment now a stark stage for a deadly game. Inside her apartment, Mara's fingers fly across her phone, her face etched with worry as she frantically tries to reach Hannah. She presses the phone to her ear, her breath held tight, hoping for a response that doesn't come. Silence answers her desperate call, each unanswered ring amplifying her growing anxiety. Mara's eyes dart around the room, a silent scream building within as the reality of Hannah's inaccessibility sinks in. Her knuckles whiten as she grips the phone, a storm of fear and helplessness brewing inside her. On Mara's dark wood desk, a stark white envelope appears, an ominous harbinger amidst the mundane. Inside, a USB drive gleams beside a folded note, silent witnesses to an unfolding threat. The note's stark warning cuts through the silence. Choose, leave, and live. The unseen author's threat hangs heavy in the air. Stay, and you'll be next. Mara's desk transforms into a stage for a deadly ultimatum, her fate hanging precariously in the balance. In the dim light of her apartment, Mara inserts the USB, a silent prayer on her lips. The computer screen flickers, then bursts into life with a grainy video. Static dances, obscuring a secret about to be revealed. The image stabilizes, revealing a clandestine meeting. The CFO discusses Vance taking the fall with a shadowy figure. The weight of the revelation settles heavily in the room, a silent promise of confrontation. Mara stares intently at the screen, her eyes glued to the replay, a storm brewing within. The shadowy figure moves with a gait that sparks a chilling sense of familiarity. Lorraine's unmistakable voice echoes from the video, confirming Mara's growing dread. A wave of sickening realization crashes over Mara as the pieces of the puzzle click into place. Lorraine, the friend, the confidant, revealed as the mastermind behind everything, a cruel betrayal. In the dim office, Mara silently sets a USB drive on Adrian's desk, her face unreadable in the shadows. Adrian eyes the drive warily, his features etched with reluctance. A moment of hesitation hangs heavy in the air, thick with unspoken tension. Mara's terse warning cuts through the silence. Watch it. His gaze fixed on the drive, Adrian's hand slowly reaches out, drawn by an unknown force. His fingers close around the drive, sealing a silent agreement in the dimly lit room. In his office, Adrian intently watches the video, unaware of the looming revelation. A flicker of disbelief crosses Adrian's face as the video unfolds, revealing a shocking truth. Understanding dawns, his expression morphs into one of anguish and betrayal. The conspiracy tightens its grip as Adrian confronts the unthinkable: his mother's involvement. Adrian stands frozen, his face a canvas of disbelief as the weight of heavy news crushes down on him. The air thickens with unspoken dread. Mara's words cut through the silence. Hannah is missing. His eyes widen, a silent scream trapped behind them. The office seems to shrink around him, the walls closing in with the chilling revelation. Mara removes her badge, the plastic clattering against Adrian's polished desk. The sound echoes in the tense silence, each click amplifying the unspoken challenge. She drops the badge, a symbolic act of defiance. Mara straightens, her face hardening with resolve. The movement reveals her true identity, a motive now clear in her eyes. Mara stands stiffly before Adrian's mahogany desk, a figure of controlled anger against the backdrop of his busy office. Adrian looks up, momentarily taken aback, but quickly regains his composure, masking his surprise. The air thickens with unspoken accusations, the silence broken only by the faint hum of the office lights. Mara's voice cuts through the tension, a stark declaration of identity and purpose. "I am the daughter of the man you abandoned," she says, her words hanging heavy in the air between them. In his office, Adrian leans forward, his expression grave and intense. His gestures are emphatic as he conveys the gravity of the situation. "Mara, releasing that video will provoke Lorraine's retaliation," Adrian warns, his tone serious. "You need to be prepared for what that means," he adds, his eyes filled with concern. A flurry of camera flashes and urgent shouts fills the air, a chaotic symphony of media attention. Caldwell Tower pierces the morning sky, its steel and glass facade, a symbol of power. Newspapers are stacked high at the newsstand, bold headlines screaming stories of intrigue. The headlines hint at scandal and secrets, impossible to ignore in their stark clarity. The city awakens amidst the media frenzy, the tower looming over the unfolding drama. A sense of anticipation hangs heavy, the tower a silent witness to the day's revelations. Mara enters the sterile HR office, the fluorescent lights reflecting off the cold, unwelcoming surfaces. Two burly security guards stand like silent sentinels near the door, their presence casting an ominous shadow. Her access card and phone are laid out on the polished table, starkly presented as confiscated items. A wave of foreboding washes over Mara as she slowly lowers herself into the chair. The air is thick with unspoken accusations as she faces the silent room, her fate hanging in the balance. Adrian enters the HR office, his eyes scanning the room, a silent alarm in his intense gaze. He mouths a stark warning to Mara, his lips barely moving. "Don't react." With a swift, subtle motion, unseen by others, he slips her a server-level access pass. The pass exchanges hands, a silent act of defiance against unseen forces. In the HR office, Mara's face is etched with concern and disbelief as she observes Adrian across from her. Adrian leans forward, his eyes burning with an intensity that unsettles Mara. "Adrian, are you sure you're all right? I'm starting to question your sanity," Mara says, her voice laced with worry. "I have been silent for too long," Adrian declares, his words hanging heavy in the air. A vast server floor hums with unseen power, rows of blinking lights stretching into the cold, sterile distance. Cooling fans whir. In the silent space, a symphony of digital life amid metal and shadow. The air is crisp, carrying the sharp scent of ozone, a testament to the raw energy contained within. Cables snake across the floor, a chaotic web binding the machines in their silent vigil. A single flickering light casts long, distorted shadows, hinting at the unseen forces at play. Amidst the server floor's hum, Adrian uncovers a concealed directory. Orchid. The glow of the screen illuminates his intense focus. A digital secret revealed. A bead of sweat betrays his rising anxiety. A silent testament to the stakes. His eyes dart across the screen, searching, questioning what he sees. A denial escapes his lips, a desperate plea against the unfolding reality. "I swear, I never opened it," Adrian whispers, his voice barely audible above the server's drone. Under the harsh fluorescent hum, rows of servers cast long shadows, their blinking lights a silent, digital heartbeat. Mara stands resolute, her piercing gaze fixed on Adrian, who seems to shrink under her intense scrutiny. Adrian's eyes dart nervously, unable to meet Mara's unwavering stare. The air vibrates with unspoken tension. "Face the truth, Adrian." "Ignorance is no excuse," Mara declares, her words echoing in the server room's sterile atmosphere. In the cold server room, Adrian navigates the digital maze, her fingers flying across the keyboard with grim determination. The Vance case folder opens, revealing its dark contents, a meticulously crafted scheme designed to destroy her father. Step by step, the plan unfolds on the screen, each line a calculated move in a dangerous game. The sterile light of the monitor illuminates Adrian's face, highlighting the conflict raging within her. A web of deceit is revealed, each click deepening her involvement in a treacherous plot against her own family. Mara stares into the blinking server lights, the cold hum a sterile echo of her inner chaos. Her face is blank, a mask concealing the storm of grief and disbelief raging within. The weight of the revelation crushes her, a suffocating blanket of despair. Her father's orchestrated suicide hangs in the air, a silent accusation. On the server floor, Adrian's eyes widen in disbelief, his face frozen in a mask of pure horror. The weight of his actions crushes him as the truth of the conspiracy unfolds before his eyes. Understanding dawns, revealing the profound depth of his involvement. His world shifts, realization crashing over him. In the server room, Mara races against time, her fingers flying across the keyboard as she downloads the crucial files. The room erupts in chaos, alarms blaring and red lights flashing, signaling the imminent threat. Mara's face is illuminated by the glow of the screen, her expression a mask of fierce determination. The rhythmic hum of the servers is drowned out by the piercing shriek of the alarms, creating a cacophony of noise. Each flash of red light casts long, distorted shadows across the server racks, heightening the sense of urgency. Mara ignores the chaos around her, her focus solely on completing the download before it's too late. The heavy door slams shut, the sound echoing ominously in the server room. Mara and Adrian are now trapped, the cold, sterile environment pressing in around them. Panic begins to set in as they realize the gravity of their situation. The rows of blinking servers seem to mock their predicament. Anxiety fills the air as the weight of their confinement sinks in. Silence blankets the server floor, rows of machines blink. Suddenly, Lorraine's voice pierces the quiet, resonating through the cold space. "Adrian, it's your mother," she says, her words echoing with a mix of urgency and concern. The servers hum, indifferent to the personal drama unfolding through the speakers. On the server floor, Lorraine's eyes narrow, locking onto Mara with a dangerous intensity. The air thickens, heavy with unspoken menace, as Lorraine's gaze pierces the space between them. Her voice drops, a chilling whisper that cuts through the hum of the machines. The revelation hangs in the air, sharp and accusatory. "You were bait all along." Mara's reaction is unreadable, caught in the crosshairs of Lorraine's deadly accusation. Amidst the blinking lights, Lorraine stands firm, her expression unreadable, a silent judge in the heart of the server room. The air crackles with tension as she presents Adrian with a stark, impossible choice. Her words cut through the hum of the machines, each syllable carrying the weight of life and death. "Hand over Orchid and Mara lives," she declares, her gaze unwavering. "Keep it, and Mara dies." The ultimatum hangs heavy, a cruel equation of loyalty and sacrifice. The server floor is plunged into a menacing red, casting long, distorted shadows across the silent machines. A sudden, ominous shift in the lighting signals a critical turn, saturating the scene in a threatening crimson. Adrian stands frozen, bathed in the intense red glow, his face a mask of conflicted emotions. Tension crackles in the air, thick and suffocating, as Adrian grapples with an impossible choice. Caught in an emotional vortex, he is torn between the unwavering love for his mother and the enigmatic pull of Mara. His eyes reflect the turmoil within, a silent battle raging as he struggles to reconcile his conflicting loyalties. Lorraine stands among the blinking lights of the server floor, a playful smile dancing on her lips. Her eyes sparkle with anticipation as she watches Adrian, a silent question hanging in the air. A beat of silence stretches, filled only with the hum of machines and unspoken expectations. "Adrian, what's your choice?" Lorraine asks, her voice cutting through the electronic symphony. All eyes are on Adrian now, the fate of something significant hinging on his decision. On the server floor, a close-up captures Adrian's face, a battleground of conflicting emotions. His eyes betray the turmoil within, as he stands at a crossroads, his decision hanging heavy. The weight of responsibility etches lines on his face, a stark reminder of the stakes. Each breath a visible struggle. Adrian's internal storm threatens to break. Caldwell Tower pierces the inky sky, a gothic silhouette against the fading moonlight. Stone gargoyles cast long, eerie shadows, silent observers of the night's unfolding events. The ancient stones of the tower whisper tales of forgotten ages and hidden secrets. A lone window glows with an eerie light, hinting at the drama within. The tower stands defiant, a sentinel guarding its mysteries under the cloak of night. Amidst the server floor's cold hum, Mara's eyes lock with Adrian's, her face a canvas of fear and fierce resolve. Her breath hitches, the air thick with unspoken tension. Every whirring fan and blinking light amplifies the gravity of the moment. The fate of her life hangs precariously, a silent scream trapped in her throat. Her heart pounds against her ribs, a frantic drumbeat against the sterile backdrop. In Adrian's eyes, she searches for an answer, a flicker of mercy in the cold, digital glow. The server room hums, a mechanical symphony under the weight of palpable tension. Lorraine's sharp voice cuts through the hum, demanding, "Adrian, answer me." Her words ricochet off the cold server racks, unanswered, hanging in the air. Each blinking light on the servers mocks the heavy silence that follows. The tension stretches, thick and suffocating, broken only by the relentless hum. In the heart of the server floor, Adrian pauses, his breath catching in his throat as he steels himself. His gaze meets Mara's across the bustling room, a silent understanding passing between them. The weight of his decision settles upon his shoulders, the hum of servers filling the tense silence. A flicker of determination ignites in Adrian's eyes as he makes his choice, a pivotal moment unfolding. The air crackles with unspoken anticipation as Adrian steps forward, his path now irrevocably chosen. In the heart of the server floor, Adrian speaks, his voice ringing with newfound conviction. His words hang in the air, sharp and decisive, cutting through the hum of the machines. Mara's eyes widen, a mix of disbelief and shock etched across her face. Lorraine stands frozen, the weight of Adrian's declaration settling heavily upon her. The air crackles with unspoken tension as the impact of Adrian's decision reverberates. The future hangs in the balance, their expressions mirroring the uncertainty ahead. On the server floor, Lorraine's eyes blaze, a storm gathering in their depths. She unleashes her full power, the air around her shimmering with raw energy. Crackling energy fills the room as she directs her fury, an inferno of will. Adrian and Mara stand in the path of Lorraine's wrath, the air charged and heavy. On the server floor, a fierce battle erupts as energy weapons fire, sparks flying, and the air crackling with raw power. Mara and Adrian stand back to back, a united front against the overwhelming forces of Lorraine. Their movements are precise, each block and strike a testament to their training and desperate fight for survival. The relentless onslaught tests their limits, forcing them to dig deep and find reserves of strength they didn't know they possessed. Each clash of energy weapons intensifies, the fate of Mara and Adrian hanging precariously in the balance. Deep within the server floor, Mara's expertise guides Adrian through a maze of hidden passages. Each turn is precise, a silent dance of evasion as they slip deeper into the tower's secrets. The air hums with the low thrum of servers, their path illuminated by blinking lights. Their escape is a thrilling game of shadows, expertly avoiding every watchful eye. Amidst the server floor, Adrian moves with newfound speed, his actions sharp and precise. He intercepts a blow meant for Mara, revealing a hidden talent for combat. Mara watches in stunned silence, her eyes wide with disbelief at Adrian's skill. The air crackles with unspoken questions as the unexpected rescue unfolds. Mara and Adrian arrive at a glowing control panel, its lights reflecting in their focused eyes. Tension mounts as their fingers fly across the interface, each keystroke a race against time. They attempt to override Lorraine's lockdown, the fate of the server floor hanging in the balance. The panel flickers, a visual representation of their desperate struggle. Sweat beads on their foreheads as they input the final commands. Awaiting the system's response, Mara and Adrian exchange a look of strained anticipation. Lorraine emerges, cutting off Adrian's path. Her face, a storm of hurt and fury, confronts him. The air crackles with unspoken accusations. "I know about your betrayal, Adrian," she declares. Tension fills the server floor, a heavy silence punctuated by the machine's hum. Lorraine's weapon is raised, a steel glint in the dim, flickering lights. Her eyes lock onto Mara, a silent challenge echoing in the cold air. Mara returns Lorraine's intense gaze, unflinching amidst the silent threat. The server's relentless hum amplifies the high-stakes standoff. Each breath held, as Lorraine and Mara remain locked in an unwavering stare. A symphony of humming servers fills the air, their blinking lights a cold backdrop to Adrian's despair. Adrian navigates the endless server rows, a maze reflecting his inner turmoil. He reaches out, a desperate plea etched on his face as he seeks connection. His voice cracks, raw with regret, shattering the sterile silence of the server floor. "Stop, please!" Adrian cries out, his words echoing through the metallic expanse. Tears well in his eyes as he confesses, "I regret everything," a haunting admission in the digital heart. Lorraine stands firm amid the server floor's blinking lights, her determination unyielding. She ignores the warning signs, the flashing alerts painting the room in urgent hues. Tension rises, a palpable force in the humming air. Yet she remains unfazed. Her eyes gleam with an almost manic intensity, reflecting raw ambition. The lust for control burns bright, illuminating her face in the digital glow. In the server room, Mara seizes her chance, her movements precise. The metallic clatter of the disarmed weapon echoes sharply. With lightning speed, Mara pivots, weapon now trained on Lorraine. Mara's grip is unwavering, her expression a mask of determination. Mara and Lorraine are caught in a fierce, deadly embrace amidst the blinking servers. Their struggle intensifies, a desperate dance of survival in the cold server room. Muscles strain, faces contort as their battle reaches a fever pitch. Each movement is a testament to their will to survive. The hum of the servers forms an eerie backdrop to their life or death fight. The air crackles with tension as their conflict reaches its climax. Adrian bursts onto the server floor, his face a mask of deep concern. He throws himself between the brawling figures, a desperate plea for peace etched on his face. In his haste, Adrian stumbles, his elbow striking a crucial power conduit. Sparks fly as the servers begin their ominous, silent shutdown. Sparks rain down as the server floor begins to buckle, a symphony of destruction echoing through the room. Alarms scream, their shrill cries piercing the intensifying chaos. Metal groans and twists, pushed beyond its limits by an unseen immense pressure. The server floor cracks, a network of fissures spreading like spiderwebs across its surface. Mara and Adrian sprint through the server floor's labyrinth, a desperate race against time amidst towering machines. Sparks erupt as the floor buckles, a symphony of destruction echoing their terror. They glance back, faces etched with guilt, finding Lorraine vanished in the chaos. Twisting metal walkways force them to leap across widening chasms, escaping the collapse. The air crackles, the ominous hum of overloaded systems, a constant reminder of impending doom. Caldwell Tower erupts in flames, a defiant blaze against the night. Flames devour the proud facade, casting long, dancing shadows. Smoke billows into the night, a dark plume of exposed secrets. The inferno paints the sky with hues of orange and destruction. Embers rise like lost souls, carried away by the wind. The burning tower stands as a stark monument to corruption. Inside the news studio, a massive screen blazes with footage of Caldwell Tower, its image fractured by scandal. Financial irregularities are splashed across the screen, a stark visual indictment of hidden corruption. Leaked documents flutter across the screen, each page a damning revelation in the unfolding drama. At the anchor desk, the news anchor's expression is grave, a mask of professional concern etched on their face. Bright studio lights illuminate the anchor, casting a harsh light on the unfolding financial scandal. The breaking news graphic pulses, a relentless reminder of the crisis engulfing Caldwell Tower. In the packed courtroom, Adrian sits on the stand, his face pale, a storm of conflict brewing within him. He adjusts the microphone, his gaze settling on the jury, the weight of his looming testimony heavy in the air. His rigid posture betrays the inner turmoil of his impending betrayal. "I have evidence that directly implicates my mother in the Orchid Protocol," Adrian declares, his voice barely a whisper. Silence descends as Lorraine awaits the verdict, the courtroom's heavy atmosphere amplifying her mounting dread. The pronouncement reverberates, each word a hammer blow against her resolve. A visible tremor runs through Lorraine as the reality of her guilt crashes down. Her reign of terror concludes, the weight of judgment settling upon her shoulders. Lorraine stands motionless, a figure consumed by the echoes of justice and the finality of her fate. Sunlight floods Mara's apartment, dust motes swirling in the golden rays. Mara sits heavily on the worn sofa, cushions yielding under her weight. Her gaze drifts, lost in the intricate patterns of the Persian rug. The weight of her father's death hangs heavy, an invisible burden. She traces the faded outline of a photograph, her father, smiling. Adrian hesitates at Mara's doorway, his face a canvas of guilt and fragile hope. The small apartment speaks of Mara's meticulous nature, tidy and carefully arranged. He shifts uncomfortably, the silence amplifying his uncertainty. A deep breath precedes the words he struggles to find. In the heart of Mara's apartment, the air vibrates with unspoken tension and unresolved emotions. Mara's face is a study in conflict, her expression torn between forgiveness and the lingering sting of betrayal. Adrian stands before her, his eyes reflecting a profound remorse that seeks to mend their broken bond. He fidgets, a silent plea for understanding, and a desperate desire to close the chasm that divides them. The weight of their shared history hangs heavy, a palpable barrier in the intimate space of Mara's home. Soft light paints Mara's apartment as Adrian extends a hopeful hand, his expression sincere and earnest. Determination shines in Adrian's eyes, reflecting his unwavering resolve. Adrian's voice fills the room with promise and conviction. "I'm offering you a chance, Mara," he says, his words hanging in the air, "to rebuild Caldwell Tower based on ethics and justice." Mara stands frozen, her face a canvas of conflicting emotions, a silent battle raging within. She hesitates, her eyes flitting nervously, seeking answers among the ordinary objects in her apartment. Each object whispers unspoken questions, a chorus of doubt echoing in the stillness of the room. The air grows heavy with the weight of her decision, a palpable tension filling every corner. Can she trust Adrian? Or is the real challenge trusting in her own judgment, her own intuition? The mundane setting amplifies the extraordinary conflict within her, a crossroads of fate. Inside Mara's apartment, Mara and Adrian stand close, the air shimmering with unspoken feelings. A heavy beat of silence amplifies the tension, their eyes locked in a shared, knowing look. The silence stretches, filled with anticipation. A delicate smile graces Mara's lips, hinting at a budding hope. Adrian mirrors her subtle joy, a slight upturn dancing at the corner of his mouth. Their mirroring expressions intensify the unspoken connection between them. High above, Mara stands poised on a skyscraper's edge, battling the fierce wind that whips through her hair. Below, a vast cityscape unfolds, a dense tapestry of concrete and steel stretching to the horizon. The city pulses with unseen life, a million stories unfolding in the buildings below. Her eyes narrow, and she surveys the sprawling scene, lost in deep thought as she contemplates her next strategic move. A quiet intensity radiates from her as she weighs the stakes, the fate of the city hanging in the balance. Mara stands silhouetted against the sprawling cityscape, a solitary figure against the urban expanse. The wind whips through her hair, a tangible force mirroring the storm of decisions within her. A determined glint sparks in her eyes, a beacon of resolve amidst the city lights. Mara chooses to accept Adrian's offer, a voice echoes, sealing her commitment to the fight. And fight for justice, the narration concludes, affirming her path amidst the towering buildings. Mara and Adrian stand silhouetted against the vast sky at the Caldwell Tower site. Rubble crunches underfoot as they survey the scene, a shared resolve in their eyes. The remnants of the past surround them, a silent testament to what once was. Determination etches on their faces, ready to build something new from the ruins. High above, Mara and Adrian stand together, dwarfed by the sprawling cityscape before them. A gentle breeze whispers through their hair, carrying the scent of distant dreams and untold stories. Their eyes trace the horizon, each lost in thought, as the city stretches endlessly below. A shared sense of anticipation hangs in the air, a silent promise of adventures yet to come. Determination etches itself onto their faces, a unified resolve against the backdrop of the vast metropolis.